Is your CPA reaching out to you, having check-in meetings and saying, this is what I sent you before. Have you started doing that? If not, what can I do to help you start doing that now? It really happens because most CPAs are focused on compliance and not how they're going to save you more money. And so they are just looking at what happened last year. How do I report this on their tax return accurately, which is important, but they're not thinking, oh, you know what they could have done differently is X, Y, and Z. Maybe I should let them know that this is what they should do for next year. And to their credit, I do think a lot of CPAs do that. And it's these short videos that we see where they're like, oh, your CPA isn't doing this. They're just focusing on compliance. I've met a lot of CPAs. I think a lot of them do it, but they just do it in a way where it's like buried in some email somewhere. They don't actually follow up with the client and say, hey, remember when I told you to do this X, Y, Z? Have you started doing it this year? And that's where true proactivity comes into play. Now, there's only so much that we can do. We're not in the driver's seat. We don't own your business. We're not on your board. So there is a point where you have to actually implement the strategies that we're giving you. You want to make sure that somebody is on your team, that they're proactively reaching out to you with these strategies and not giving up on you when you forgot to do it the first year. So a tax preparer, they're focusing on compliance, which again is important. Tax strategist, they are focusing on tax savings within that compliance. How do we stay compliant and give you that tax savings? That's where the true fun comes in and satisfaction with my job, is because anybody can plug in a numbers to a complicated calculator and it'll spit out an answer. I can follow the rules and say, you know, this is what you did. This is the answer. This is what it comes out to be. But tax strategist is saying, whoa, you spent a lot of money on taxes. How can we make that less while still putting more money in your pocket, not just spending more money on a car or something? From a client's perspective, the questions that they should be asking their CPA can be as simple as, you know, what's new this year that I can take advantage of? There's not always going to be something, like especially if you have a proactive CPA, my goal is to come to my clients when I found out something that's new that is applicable to them. CPAs hopefully are reminding you of the strategies that they've already put in place so that you can keep track of it, have the proper documentation. So any major life changes that happen, for sure, getting married, having a kid, buying or selling a business, buying or selling a major asset, especially rentals. Oh, this one is painful. I remind my clients every single year, hey, remember, if you ever think about selling your rental, just give me a heads up, give me a heads up so I can tell you that how much in taxes this is gonna cost you. Or if you wanna straddle it over years, maybe you're planning on selling 2 of your rentals, and it's gonna make a big difference if you sell 1 in December and 1 in January versus both in December. Is your CPA reaching out to you, or are you constantly reaching out to them? At the very least, I want to meet with my clients twice a year, 3 times a year. Once when we're doing the tax return, I want to review it with them and say, does this look accurate? How did the business go? I want to meet with them again in Q3 and maybe Q4 and ask them, are things going the way that we've projected? Do we need to make any quarterly estimated tax payments? And if the business is growing well, is there something that we can invest in that will give them a tax deduction? And when I say invest in, I'm talking about assets that are actually going to make them more money, but will quickly give them a tax deduction. Well, definitely reach out to PorterKinney. I am currently doing free tax reviews. I'd love to look at your tax return and let you know where strategies could be implemented and which ones are going to be the biggest needle movers for you. You can also just follow us here. We're going to be talking a lot about the different tax strategies, some of my favorite tax strategies to implement, and it'll just be a good checklist for you. You know, am I doing X, Y, and Z? Am I